Hey guys, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. And yeah, no, it's been an extremely long time since I've made my last video. Work has really gotten in the way. Life happened as well. So yeah, no, this is me trying to get back into making more watch videos and hopefully being a bit more consistent about it and bringing you guys content that I find or watches I find interesting. And yeah, well, this is one watch that I've been quite excited about. I've had it for the past year now. This is the I think this is the SPB, no, it's SRP 852, I believe. This is a 35 watch, and you can see that this is in rose gold color, with the signature cocktail time pattern on the dial itself. It's a very simple watch. It's free hands with a date complication, and you can see that this is also coming with a leather strap, a brown leather strap. It's very nicely matched up to the color of the rose gold. Now obviously this is a relatively affordable watch. I think it's coming in around like $400 to $500 SGD, which converts to about $300 to $400 USD for friends in the US. So honestly, this is not exactly the most expensive watch in the world, and I think right off the bat you can see that all the hour markers, they're nicely faceted, and you can see a differentiated pattern or the finishing on the dolphin hands. And look at the dial, it's just really gorgeous, right? So this is a watch that I really enjoyed. Now, for $500 on SGD, it's quite a bit of a money to be spent on the watch, especially coming into just entry level watchmaking. So I think one of the biggest highlight I want to bring across is actually the thickness of the watch. I think it comes between about 11 to 12 mm. Now it's not exactly very thick, and obviously the I think these hard legs over here, the crystal adds a bit of thickness to the watch, but it does look like a little coin, for a better sense of representation. So if it's something that you guys will not like, perhaps having a more slimmed down profile, because the watch in its own right is very small. It's 35 mm. I think across is 41 mm lug to lug, kind of a excuse me, the measurement, and the lug width is about 17. So honestly, this is a very small and demure watch. Now I've got like 5.5, 5 and 7/4, 3/4 inch wrist, translates to about 15.5 mm. CM. Oh my god, I can't speak today. So this wears very well on my wrist, and I'll show you guys in just a little moment. But for all intents and purposes, if you're looking for a small dress watch that's not going to break the bank, and I will even argue that you can wear it on the daily as well, not just for special occasions as well, right? I think this is the one that you really want to look into. I think this particular model and this particular colorway is really quite underrated. And I think considering the market itself, if you're looking for a daily driver, something you can double up if you were to just go out and with t-shirt and jeans, right? I think this is something that you really can't beat. Now, I think the bigger models in 40 mm and different kind of configuration, those remain very competitive, and it really depends, first of all, on how you like your watches, whether you like it bigger or smaller, what's your wrist size, and just your general dress sense. I honestly actually bought this because of two things. Number one, the size is 35, it's very small. I like the it's got a bit of a vintage personality on the size, but it doesn't come with the baggage of having to deal with a vintage movement, if that kind of makes sense. I've been shopping for an Omega, or been shopping for a Grand Seiko, the first. And first of all, they're pretty expensive. I think for a lower range is about $1,000 to $2,000 on the Omega or Grand Seikos. They're probably gold plated, but at the same time, I do not want to have to deal with the servicing, if that kind of makes sense. So that is something for us to consider as well. If you're getting into it, if you're looking for a watch that would just look the part without breaking the bank. I think this is something that you definitely want to look into, and this makes my full argument that I feel like there's always a conversation and a point to make for the small gold watch, and this is the one that actually got through into the collection because of that. Now looking at the case back, we have a movement. I think it's the 4R35. It's a very standard movement, and honestly I've not really cared too much about the accuracy, so don't ask me about it. But for the most part, it's got 40 odd hours of power use. I just want to put this onto the wrist. Excuse me, guys. All right. So I've got this on the wrist right now, and you can see that it looks really good, and it looks all. It's got everything that you want out of gold watch, I believe. And I've got once again a 5.5, 5.75 wrist. So it's not the biggest in the world and fits very, very nicely. I would say that I've got a semi-athletic build, so this does look a bit smaller as a whole entire presentation. But in its own right, I think this is really something that size-wise, I think small watches are coming back. I think small watches are really cool, and it should be in everyone's watch collection. I make a point for that. Beyond that as well, I think if you're going to be cross shopping, once again, if you want to go up the ladder just a little bit on the price point, I would think Citizen offers a little bit something of a similar vibe. Albeit honestly, I don't think they make such a pretty dial for the price. Tsuyosa is something that is all the rage right now, but it doesn't dress as nicely as this particular model here. I believe that if rose gold or gold is not your thing, you can go for the steel versions of the watches. They're once again relatively priced the same, so I don't think you're once again going to be breaking the bank over here. Now, if there's one thing I dislike about this watch, honestly, is the weight. Now, I mean, this is just gold colored. I don't even think it's gold PVD. It's just gold paint, if you will. It will first of all scratch off, but for 400, 500 bucks, you can't expect more than that. That's number one. And number two, if you're going to be asking me about my opinion, my opinion only, it's very light. So it doesn't feel very substantial. And lastly, I would have preferred if the logo for Presage over here, you might zoom in, maybe not. I don't like the Presage, or Presage if you're going to pronounce it that way. I don't like the word there, but that's just me, right? I think some people might make the same argument for some of the Prospects Diver. They don't like having the logo on the dial. For me, I don't particularly enjoy having the Presage logo or the wording onto the dial. But once again, that's just me. But 400 bucks, you really cannot get any better than this. In my opinion, if you are looking for a gold dress watch that can get you through the day. I think one last thing to note just came to my mind is that this is I think it's 3 hertz movement, so you will see that the second hand takes just a little bit slower. I could be wrong, but I think it's about 3-4 hertz. Not that once again accuracy is going to matter all too much at this particular price range. So yeah, it doesn't have screw down crown. It's just you can wind it up if you will. It's hacking seconds. Don't take this into the pool. I don't think it's got much water resistance as well. But who's going to swim with a dress watch, right? And last point as well, you would see that the buckle as well it's a deployment buckle, so a very good touch, very nice touch for the price. Once again, it's just gold painted, but you will see that actually in terms of the leather, it's not very pliable, it's not very nice to the touch. Once again, $400, you can't expect too much as well. Aftermarket straps doesn't come very nicely done for this particular price range. Excuse me, I don't think there's a lot of straps for the lug width for 17mm, so you may have to get things customized, but which is the reason why I've just purely kept this onto this particular leather straps at this point in time. But yeah, no guys, thanks for watching. Happy to be back on the scene. I hope to make more videos for you guys in the future. Honestly, I've made quite a bit of change to my collection so far, and perhaps I'll take some time to just consolidate my thoughts and my collection for everyone to see. But until then, stay safe and have a good time, guys. Peace.